Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you for this great opportunity. I'm so grateful to meet all of the participants in this Zoom meeting. And allow me to extend a warm welcome to all of you. Let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Nesa Salsabilla from English Study Program of EIN Europe as the presenter for today. And in this great opportunity, I would like to presentations my research article under the title The Effect of Using Flipped Classroom Strategy Mediated by Learning Management System on Students' Reading Comprehensions. First one, I will start with the background. Reading comprehension is the one of the key in education field. This skill aids students in finding information and building their knowledge. In other words, comprehension has big impact on student capacity for learning. However, in the real situations, students have problems in their reading comprehensions because most of students have less interest in reading habits, especially to read text with long paragraphs. Considering the problem that students face, teacher needs to put special attention to make students become enthusiastic toward teaching and learning reading comprehensions. Use of interesting strategy in teaching reading comprehensions can stimulate and upgrade student reading comprehensions. And one of suitable strategy that can be used, which is flipped classroom strategy. In the line of the background of the research, there are three research questions in this study. The first is to investigate the students' reading comprehension before and after applying the flipped classroom strategy mediated by learning management system. Second, to know the significant effect of using flipped classroom strategy on student reading comprehensions. And the third, to know student perception towards the use of flipped classroom strategy mediated by learning management system on student reading comprehension. Move to the next chapter, that is research method. For the first one, kind of the research. Researcher use quantitative research with pre-experiment one group pretest and post-test design. Researcher use these designs because researcher would like to know the significant effect of using this strategy by comparing the situation before and after applying this strategy. Second one is the population and sample of the research. For the population in this research, there are all classes of 10th grade in senior high school number 2 Rejang Lebong. And for the sample of the research, this sample is according to the homogeneity sampling, which is 10G class that consists of 37 students. Third one, that is instruments. In this research, researcher use reading comprehension tests, pretest and post-test to answer the questions number 1 and 2. And also researcher use questionnaire survey. It aims to answer the third question, to know the students' perceptions towards the use of flipped classroom strategy mediated by learning management system on students' reading comprehensions. And the last, after all of the data have been collected, researchers use descriptive statistical analysis to process the data. And in this research, researchers use SPSS 22 version to analyze the validity, reliability, and also hypothesis testing. Move to the next chapter, finding, and the first one is the result of data pretest and post-test. Researcher doing the pretest to examine the student reading comprehension levels before starting the treatment, and post-test to know students' reading comprehension level after applying the treatment. During the pretest and post-test, researcher delivered 30 questions to the students, and the correct answer were calculated. And if all 30 questions are successfully answered, students get 100 points. According to the table, it can be seen that from the pretest, the lowest score in pretest is 40 and the highest score in the pretest is 73.3. And in the post-test, the lowest score is 56.6 and the highest score is the 86.6. And for the main score in the pretest, the point is 54.59, while in the post-test is increased into 66.46. It means that from the main score, pre-test and post-test, the main score increased into 11.87. The second finding is the result of the hypothesis test. After determining the data was normal and homogeneous, the researcher analyzed the data, used the test one paired sample to determine the significant effect of flipped classroom strategy on student reading comprehensions. And the hypotheses are there are HA, that mean the implementations of flipped classroom strategy mediated by learning management system has influenced student reading comprehension. And HO, that mean that the implementations of flipped classroom strategy has no influence on student reading comprehension. Based on the result preset in the table, the significant value or p-value for equal variance, the results show the significant value is 0.00 and is less than 0.05, and that is means that the decisions is HO is rejected and HA is accepted. And based on the result of these calculations, it can be concluded that there is a significant effect of using flipped classroom strategy mediated by learning management system on student reading comprehensions. The third finding is the result of the questionnaire survey. Researchers used questionnaire survey to learn about student perceptions on the use of flipped classroom strategy on student reading comprehensions. This questionnaire distributes online in the term of Google Form and shared via WhatsApp group. And for the questionnaire, which is distributed to 37 respondents and has 10 items and was complete by 37 students too. And the result could be seen in the chart. The highest percentage is in the statement number 1 with the percentage 85.81% and followed by the other statement. And the lowest percentage is in the statement number 3 with the percentage 73.65%. The next chapter is the discussions, and the first one is the result from pretest and post-test, which is for the pretest the average score is 54.2, while in the post-test it increased into 66.45. This indicates that there was any significant difference between the data for the experiment class, but in pretest and post-test, it can be concluded that the use of flipped classroom strategy have increased student reading comprehensions, and can be seen from the situations before and after applying this strategy. Second one, the result of the test 1 pilot sample results show that p-value is 0.00 and it is less than 0.05. It means that the implementation flipped classroom strategy has influenced student reading's comprehensions. And the last, the result of questionnaire survey show that the average percentage is 78.45%, which is more than 70% for the criteria for positive perception. It can be concluded that student perceptions on the use of flipped classroom strategy mediated by learning management system could be categorized into positive perceptions. And finally, the last chapter, conclusions. Based on the finding and discussions result, it can be concluded that first, flipped classroom strategy mediated by learning management system has significant effect for student reading comprehensions. And the second, this strategy has influenced students' reading comprehensions. And the last, based on the average percentage, it can be seen that student has positive perception toward the use this strategy. That's all my explanations about my research article. I'm apologize because there are still a lot of mistakes. And before of that, I would like to say thank you for your great attention and your great participations. And we will move to the next session, that is question and answer sessions. Thank you everyone.